My name is Christine Dobrowolski, and I teach optimal bone and muscle development, HED 446, and pharmacology and ergogenic aids, kinesiology 447.
What interested you in teaching an online course?
I There were a number of reasons I wanted to teach online. I really do enjoy the technology, so that input, as well as the flexibility that teaching online offers.
When did you first start teaching online?
I started teaching online in 2007 for the College of the Redwoods, and I guess the real reason I started teaching online is that I moved from Arcata to South Lake Tahoe, and I could no longer teach on campus at the College of the Redwoods, where I teach my basic nutrition course. At the time, the Health Occupations Department did not have an online course and asked me to develop a course in 2007. And so I took that and took my courses there and took them all online. It wasn't until 2010 that I started teaching at HSU.
What what made you stay with the College of Redwoods and then move to HSU and not just find a university in your area?
Well, I guess you stay with what you like and what you're comfortable with, and considering that online, it doesn't really matter if I taught here, I still really wouldn't be on campus. So having that, I guess, face-to-face connection doesn't really exist. So it doesn't really matter where you are if you're teaching online.
What is one of your favorite aspects of teaching online?
I think it's twofold. Again, like I said, I do enjoy the technology, and I do really enjoy the course design. And I think I enjoyed that on the face-to-face aspect in a whole different respect, but incorporating more of the technology was nice. But also the connection I have with students that I don't think I got as much when I taught face-to-face, because I felt like I knew only a couple students who were very engaged in the courses and would come up to me afterwards, but the other students I didn't have much interaction with.
Right. And online you interact with almost everybody, correct?
Yes, everybody is basically forced to participate, and I think a lot more students who are not willing to speak up or talk can contact me privately via email or in the chat sessions. And I think that I end up talking with individually many more students in my online courses than I did in my face-to-face courses.
Do you have periodic check-ins with your students and asking them how they're enjoying the course and what maybe could be improved, where they're having difficulty? Do you do that throughout the course?
Yes, not so much on an individual level unless specific students have spoken with me, but that actually is one thing I learned going through the QOLT rubric was really soliciting that student feedback. So I'm more inclined to do surveys or use choices in Moodle and ask for, do questionnaires. And so each week saying, what did you think of that topic, and said I've always done a survey at the end, but sometimes they can't remember what they did in week 3. And
Right.
so even this semester, I'm using 2 different types of forums. And so each week I'm trying to get a gauge, which one do all of you like better? Which one is easier to navigate? Which one do you feel that you can read the responses more efficiently? Because sometimes what I think is more efficient or is more user-friendly or easier to navigate, the students don't at all. They have a completely different perception because they haven't been in the classroom as much as I have.
Right. You kind of know where everything is already.
Yes.
Um, um, what what are some of your favorite Moodle tools to use?
Well, I think I guess I can't say it's my favorite, but the one I use most often, which is the discussion forum. But I do think that Moodle does provide a really effective tool for communication, and there are a lot of ways of dividing students into groups. And with the other learning environments, I have to admit that Moodle does really have the kind of the strongest, most powerful, effective tool for communication in the discussion forum. But I also like having the ability to put, I guess you'd say, boxes or tools on the side of the course. So on the side you can I put iJot videos that students can see a video of me. I can put up an image of maybe the statistics from the midterm exam. So I really love the ability to have that I guess, flexibility in what I can use and what I can change each week. And then choices, as I mentioned earlier, I like to use choices because it really allows students an anonymous way to voice their opinion. And they, just one question, it takes them 10 seconds. I get a lot more feedback than if I say, hey, this is going to take you 15 minutes. And they think, oh, that's a lot of time. I
Yeah.
can do this in 10 seconds. So those are some of my favorite tools.
What did you gain from going to the QOLT workshop?
I think both organization of the course as well as navigation, ease of navigation through my course. I think it made the course more effective in those terms. The going through the rubric is almost like your own self-check. You think you know everything, you think that you have it all dialed in, and then you start going through each criteria and go, oh, I didn't think of that, or oh, I left that little piece out. And so in a way, it's just as you go through it, you just add those things to your course, and then you're evaluating, and then you end up adding to your other courses because you realize the importance. And sometimes you don't really know the difference between those until you actually go through and see examples, of each of the criteria.
What did you think about reviewing another instructor's course? What did you gain from that? Because you guys do that, correct?
Yes, I've reviewed a few courses, and I absolutely love viewing courses. And one reason is purely selfish because I just get ideas every time I see someone else who has a good idea or a different way of doing something. Then I like to steal their ideas and take them, and then I think it helps my course in that respect. But I do think it gets you more familiar with the QOLT rubric. It also allows you to see kind of a variety of ways of doing the same thing. And at the same time, you realize, what you are missing in your course. So in that review process, I think you make your own course stronger, because for me, I immediately, as I go through the review process, I say, oh, that's a good idea. And I go write it down. Then when I'm done, then I go back to my course. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tweak that, or I'm gonna add that, or you know what, that's a better way of saying something.
Right, right. So you were an award winner for the CSU system. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, my bone and muscle development course did win the CSU award. So that's essentially the Quality Online Learning and Teaching Award. And that year were 8 awardees, and 3 of us were asked to present for their final presentation, which I was one of the presenters. So that was exciting to win that award. I was recognized for my pharmacology course last semester as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been great, and I think most of it is just actually, going through the QOLT process, going through that worksheet, and adding all those things to your course and making those refinements to your course based on the QOLT rubric.
What advice can you give to faculty members who are currently transitioning their class to an online course in the pre-development stages, and then even throughout the course itself when it's being run?
I think what I wish I would have done is I would have gone through some sort of training first. So going through, any of the workshops so you understand how an online course works and how it functions. Then reaching out to the instructional designers, because they've all been doing this a long time. They know what works and what doesn't work. And then developing the course start to finish. If you just have an idea and all you have is maybe the first week or two, develop, by the time you enter the course, you're going to be playing catch up, and it's going to be really overwhelming, because once you start getting the grading, which comes on every week, it's hard to do a lot of development and grading and keep up with the course and then all of your other courses. So I think the preparation prior to the course, which is going to be a lot of work. The thing is, once you get that groundwork done, then you tweak from that, just like a face-to-face course. But then the course will be smoother come that semester, and then the semesters that follow.